Hey, what's going on, Archons? It's another episode of KeyThoughts, and I decided to do another fireside chat. It's a beautiful fire, my little fuzzy Gruen over here, just living life to the fullest in the KeyForge world. And I can say that more confidently this week because this past week, since I last checked in with a KeyThought episode, I played in my first KFPL match or tournament, as well as I completed my first week of the Ancient Bear Republic League, the ABR League as it's more commonly known. And it was great to start playing some competitive KeyForge again, which I have not done for a very long time. The cool thing was in the ABR, I got to go against my man Carl from Crazy Killing Machine. Him and I actually have a plan for a video series that is going to be quite great to be shared. Probably not much is consumed by you folks who are more seasoned in the game, but it's a way to help people become more involved in the game who have not played before. So I'm hoping the community will embrace this and share this and help get people that they want to start jamming KeyForge into the game. So more on that later. Yeah, we had a fun AOA match. My deck is pretty oppressive and did some oppressing things. And in the KFPL though, I did a team event. As if you don't know, the event for the KFPL was a team forged event, which was out of the two teams playing, whoever forged the most keys combined between the two players won the round, and then the standings overall were done based on overall keys forged within the tournament. Really cool format. I really liked it. There was a 75 SAS cap on the tournament as well, and it was a lot of fun. My deck, I learned some things about it, which is the way a deck evolves within a meta. So the things my deck did that I previously thought, I think now have to be re kind of considered and reevaluated on the way I go about the deck. The way it wins is still the same, but the way you got to go about doing it and the things that exist in the current meta need to be taken into consideration for the true kind of effect and potency that the deck holds. So that was a really interesting experience in that regard. I went 3-3 in terms of my games, won 3, lost 3. And my man Skrauner, he did some cool things with his deck, I must say. I talked about them in the Help from Future Self episode. If you've listened to that, you're going to have heard the story before. I talked about it a little bit on stream, but what he did was some amazing stuff. And I'm actually going to do a new thing, which we'll do right now. I'll kind of intro it. Actually, I'll do it after. We're gonna go now into this little story he had. So, what my man Skrauner did was he pulled off some Hail Mary plays that I think are highlight reel status, where he basically was able to be down and out in a game where the guy had a Martian Generosity Key Abduction combo going where he was holding his deck, and when he Martian Generosity again, which was in his archive from a nice Proliferator Mars First play, he was basically going to Martian Generosity all over again, get his Key Abduction back twice, I figured, from the way he had it. Was able to do it once in hand. Yes, he had both combos in his archives, so he can get to play it once, Martian Generosity again, get it again, win the game, because he already had a key. I didn't see how Skrauner was going to get out of this. Lo and behold, I forgot that he had a demo something or other. I can't remember. It's the untamed one that fights. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. All those ones get confused for me. They're designations. But the one that fights, look at the top 3 cards of your deck and organize them. And I thought he was down and out, but the truth was, he wasn't. He had an out. And that was when he did the search. He found it. His punctuated equilibrium. Sickest thing I've ever seen. Punctuated equilibrium. Get rid of all those cards in hand. Put them in the discard. You don't have any of the pieces for the combo. And you don't have the Ember. And it totally shut down in that moment that ability to forge 2 keys in 1 turn next turn. And then not only did that happen, but punctuated equilibrium brought in Keyfrog, and then a way to destroy Keyfrog as well. So Skrauner got to forge a key as well. He didn't end up winning the match, but he did end up getting to those 2 keys, and as the tournament involved forging keys and contributing to the overall score in that way, it was very helpful. It was so cool. I absolutely loved watching that happen. My game was done, and I got to see him do some amazing stuff, and it really made me happy to see that. It made me so excited for the game of KeyForge, how things like that can exist. So it's brought me a new appreciation for a lot of things. And with that, the appreciation it's brought me is to each week now I want to actually highlight a card and talk about it. Like, it's going to be from my own play and something that's happened or something I've seen that made me go, wow, this is a card I really like, here's why. And this week, of course, is going to be Keyfrog. That's right. This Keyfrog happens to have a capture pip on it, but that's not the reason. This card, Keyfrog, I'm absolutely loving. The combo of Keyfrog and Vault's Blessing is, I think, amazing, just for that burst pop the Keyfrog situation. But I'm having a new appreciation for what can be done with Keyfrog. Gloriana's Attendant and Savage Clash makes Keyfrog an easy way to be destroyed. And I just think that this card is a lot more potent than I originally thought. Although playing it and letting it stick around for a turn is not viable. It's got to be you're playing it and you have a way to destroy it. So you don't have to wait to do that. It doesn't hold the same weight as if you can pop it right away. So that's this week's feature is Keyfrog, because I think it is an amazing key cheat. I absolutely love it. I think that it has a lot more potency than I've realized in the past. But it is a combo play, as most key cheats are. I think most key cheats are combo plays. And that's why I think key cheats are awesome. If you want to hear more about why key cheats are so awesome and all this, please tune into the latest Help from Future Self episode, because we dedicate a whole episode to that. So check that out. And what else I want to talk about this week is actually my love for the game and understanding KeyForge in a new light than I have before. Last stream I did, I had a AOA deck, only one, because I'm slowing down on the AOA now. I'm not feeling as like impassioned when I'm opening AOA now. I feel like it's a routine, so I'm gonna pump the brakes on that. You're gonna see some more Coach's Collection decks as a result, filling in for those videos. Although I do have a bunch of pre-recorded videos that I'll be releasing, so maybe see 1 or 2 a week at most, probably 1. And yeah, I just realized that I love this game, and the way you can go spend time with one set, really enjoy it, and then you kind of, I guess, get disenfranchised with it in some way or another, and then you can move on to another one that you loved and spend time with that. It's really great. It's really unique, as the game is. And I had an experience where I opened another AOA deck with one card that had Ember Control, and I just was like, can this deck actually work? It had some things. Tested it. It went off. Like, it did everything I thought it could. And a follow-up on that offensive versus defensive play from last week is I just kept that offensive mind state. Like, I knew that the deck was not going to be able to be defensive. I had to go, and it really was liberating to know that I wasn't going to think about anything my opponent was doing, and allowed me to make plays that were playing to the strength of the deck and not trying to focus on its weakness. And that's something that I think we can all take note from, is when you know what your strength of your deck is, play to it. Stop trying to do another game plan. Don't do anything else. I mean, obviously you could get draws that are going to be preventative from that sort of gameplay happening, but that's just part of anything that has an RNG to it. So I'm just really happy and excited to have discovered this and to have this theory and to see it come into play and to be able to enjoy decks as a result. It's a lot of fun, and it makes me really happy to know that this exists within this game. There's always something new, always something exciting. And then lastly for this week, what I wanted to talk about is I guess the fast approaching Dark Tidings, because we are less than a month away at the time you're seeing this, like just less than a month. And I, for one, have not bothered to see any spoilers, and I'm hearing very interesting things in terms of how people are predicting the impact of this set will be. I've heard some people say that the set's going to be garbage. They don't think it's going to hold any weight. And I've heard other people say that they think this set is going to be really overpowered within the grand scheme of things. Within itself, it's going to be really interesting. So I'm curious to see how that works out, as well as a new house being introduced. I'm so excited for that. As I said, I haven't looked at any spoilers. Like, I know a little bit of art, but I don't know what any of the cards do. I'm aware of the low tide, high tide mechanic that's coming in. Not a huge fan of that, but I think it is neat. So I'm excited to get to open and discover this new set for the first time, like I did Coda, because I have not done that. I've been spoiler crazy since Coda, because when I got into the game, AOA was already being leaked. So I'm very excited to have that childlike wonder when I open the new set, and I think my unboxing videos are going to be very interesting because you are going to see some excitement from me. They might be a little bit slower because I am actually taking in the cards a little bit more than I have in the past. My understanding of combos is going to be a lot less, but I'm excited for this because this is a time period where I don't have to worry about tournament play. Like, I don't even know how up and running Dark Tidings will be on TCO and things like that and into DOK when it gets released. So there could be a moment where there is nothing going on with it, which is going to allow me to have that time to just enjoy the decks. And I'm actually going to probably develop a gauntlet and play these decks myself against myself, the goldfish method. And I'm really excited for this new thing. This is something I'm truly excited for with the game. And I'm just curious what everyone else's thoughts are about this. So as you're watching this, if you have any thoughts about everything I've previously said, I really want to focus in the comments this week as well as what is your feeling of Dark Tidings? Please don't spoil any cards to me. I am trying to keep that wonder and discovery. I just want to know what your thoughts are on the set in general. Are you excited? Are you not excited? Do you think this is going to be OP? Do you think this is going to be like an AOA where it's kind of very self-contained, but when you put it in the wild with everything else, it's going to fall short in some ways? It's going to be, some of the high-level decks are going to be a little bit less. Let me know your thoughts, because I'm very curious what everyone else is thinking on it, because you have probably seen spoilers. I have not, so I just have this childlike wonder going into it, and I'm very excited for that. So that's going to be all for this week. I hope you have enjoyed this, and I hope to hear your thoughts on everything. Please do check out some of my other content as well. I always appreciate it. And as well, I do have a Patreon, so if you like what I'm doing and want to donate a little something, I would greatly appreciate it. If not, please just share this within your community to get more eyes seeing what I do, because I do spend a lot of time creating content and people tell me that they do enjoy it. And if you do enjoy it, please share it with others who you think will enjoy it. I'd really appreciate that. And yeah, that's going to be all for this week. So Fuzzy and I are going to be signing off. So as always, may your ember never be stolen and your keys forged promptly. Have a good one.